Lewandowski wants a new challenge. UEFA award nominees announced. Pedro does the unthinkable. We've got a transfer window wrap thanks to our friends at cryptocurrency-based trading platform Bybit, and Friday Feels all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. No idea why I'm laughing so much. I'm probably a bit excited that I'm going to go on holiday for a little while after today, but make sure you stick around because there's loads of OneFootball content coming up with Angelina and the rest of the OneFootball crew. But talking about players who I think actually aren't going to be going anywhere, and that is Robert Lewandowski. News was announced yesterday that he was thinking about a new challenge, that he wanted to leave the club, and to me, this just doesn't really make any sense. Like, he's going to be 33 years old on Saturday. Bayern Munich want 100 million for him. Nobody's paying that. Straight off the bat, I think he's a fantastic, if not one of the best strikers this century. I just don't think teams are going to be paying that sort of money. Of course, there's only really a few teams who could, and it looks as though Manchester City are the only ones. And if they don't want Kane, they want Vlahovic, and if they don't want him, they might end up with spending the money for Lewandowski. Now, that is if the Polish striker even wants to move to England, which he doesn't. In the past, he's rejected moves to Chelsea and Manchester United because he doesn't want to move to England. He's rejected the move to PSG because he doesn't want to move to France. It looks as though he's had his heart set on a move to Real Madrid. And maybe, just maybe, with all the Mbappe to Real Madrid rumours in the last few days, he might have seen it as the opportunity that Real Madrid aren't going to want to buy another striker if they sign Mbappe. So I might as well make my feelings known right now. Doesn't exactly look like it's working, because I don't think Real Madrid are going to sign Mbappe this summer, and I don't think that they're going to sign Robert Lewandowski either. Also, if he really wanted to leave Bayern, why would he wait this late in the transfer window once the season's already started? Doesn't quite make sense to me. I don't think this is going to happen, and he will be staying at Bayern for the foreseeable future, where he scored just the most ridiculous amount of goals, and you can guarantee he's going to do the same this season. Moving on though, and to the UEFA nominees for the Player and Coach of the Year award. Now, we'll start with the player, and you've got three midfielders, all who featured in the Champions League final. Kevin De Bruyne from Manchester City and Chelsea duo Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. This one for me, by process of elimination, it's a rather, I wouldn't say easy choice, because all three have been unbelievable, but Kevin De Bruyne did very well in the Premier League for Manchester City. Wasn't necessarily there all season due to injury. Manchester City, of course, lost the Champions League final as well. I'm pushing Kevin De Bruyne to the side, although I think he is very, very good. Now, comes to Jorginho and Kante, and of course, we've done pretty much the same thing in Chelsea's midfield. I actually think Kante's been a bit better and a bit more consistent than Jorginho has, but not to say Jorginho's been inconsistent, just Kante's been at a ridiculous level. Having said that, after winning the Champions League final, of course, Jorginho was part of that brilliant Italian side that took home the Euro 2020 crown as well. So for that reason, Jorginho is the winner for me. As for the coaches, you're pretty much going along the same lines. You've got Pep Guardiola, who I'm putting in the same bracket as Kevin De Bruyne. Brilliant domestically, obviously lost the Champions League final, pushing Guardiola to the side a little bit. You've then got Roberto Mancini, who did excellent with Italy. The only problem is, and this isn't downplaying what Italy did, it's just that it's over a period of 7 matches in tournament football. So they did really well to win the tournament, but what Thomas Tuchel has done is over the course of half a season, he took a team that, and this is what always happens with managers, they say, oh, it's not my team yet, I need a few months to settle in, they need to understand my tactics, I need a transfer window to bring in my players. Tuchel did none of that. He came in after Frank Lampard, what was it, late January, mid-January, took a team that wasn't exactly doing so well, and this is also credit to the players to being professional enough to adapt to Tuchel's new system, took them into the top 4 in a brilliant run of form and won them the Champions League. If that isn't deserving of Manager of the Year, I don't know what is. So yeah, Thomas Tuchel gets the vote for me. Next up though, and Pedro has done the absolute unthinkable. It's not normally we're talking about a 34-year-old leaving Roma on a free transfer, but he's crossed the divide. He's joined Lazio. You just do not do that. In fact, our Italian host, Damiano, who is a Roma fan, is rather disappointed. He said that it'll probably come back to haunt him in the derby, but they're also happy that Lazio are taking one of their expensive players off the payroll. I can just taste them salty tears. Anyway, Pedro has crossed the divide and is the first person to do so directly for over 40 years. It's fair to say he won't exactly be welcomed back nicely when they play each other in the derby. A derby which is not only heated as it is, but also that Pedro scored in last season for Roma, of course, against Lazio. Things are going to be very, very interesting. And of course, to add more spice to it, Jose Mourinho's in charge of Roma. So you know he's going to be fired up for a derby game against Lazio as well. Probably go around finger poking people in the eye, doing typical Jose Mourinho things. But anyway, we'll get back to Roma a little bit later on as they appear in my Friday Feels. Next up then, we move to the transfer window wrap, brought to you by our friends at cryptocurrency trading platform Bybit. First up, and England midfielder Jesse Lingard has said he wants to leave Manchester United if he's not guaranteed first-team football. Sevilla are close to announcing the signing of Wolves striker Rafa Mir. Barcelona want around 15 million euros for their midfielder Ailash Mariba. And last but not least, there's quite a few deals going through. Liverpool are preparing a massive new contract offer for Mo Salah. Patrick Bamford signed a new deal at Leeds, and James Ward-Prowse has signed a 5-year deal with Southampton. Right then, moving on lastly to Friday Feels. This is where you guys leave your football league predictions in the comment section down below. We read out some of the correct ones on Monday ahead of a massive week of footballing action. Here are my 3 predictions for the weekend. First off, and in the London derby between Arsenal and Chelsea, Chelsea are looking so good. Arsenal a bit depleted. I'm going for a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. Next up, and Erling Haaland and the goal-scoring train will continue to run. I think he's going to grab 2 goals away at Freiburg in the Bundesliga this weekend. And lastly but not least, I mentioned Jose Mourinho's side, and I think they're going to get off to a rather impressive win in Serie A with victory over Fiorentina on Sunday night. So I'm off for a bit, but like I said before, make sure you stick around for all the other content we've got going on, some of which you can find by clicking here and here. That's all from me though for a bit. Until next time, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the football, and I will see you guys soon.